If you feel like you constantly have to ask other people their opinion before making a decision, then you are outsourcing your intuition, and here's how to fix it. That was how I started a TikTok that I made, and it had a good amount of attention. So I thought I would dive a little bit more in depth on YouTube because it allows for that here. But obviously, it struck a chord with a lot of people. I think it's very common to feel disconnected from your intuition, especially for those of us who are overthinkers and perfectionists, and also, just to be honest, people who have had trauma in their life, because it can really, really cause self doubt. This was something that I struggled with for a long time. Honestly, what it was is that I didn't trust myself. I didn't trust myself to make decisions. And I was always unsure of myself. I didn't know if it was going to be the right decision. That's another trap that we fall into too, right? Is this perfectionist mindset of my decision has to be exactly perfect. And it's also a mechanism, it's a defense mechanism that your brain has, which, to be honest, your brain is trying to protect you, right? But it's finding all these like worst case possible scenarios to avoid. But what it's doing is it's creating so much chatter in your mind that you're not sure what decision to make, or you're not sure if it's the right decision. And so I shared a practice that really works well for me. And it's something that has been able to connect me with my own intuition again and build a lot of self-trust. So I would like to share that with you today. And really, it's so simple. It is so simple. It takes me maybe a minute to do. It's easy, it's fast, it's simple, it's all the things. So I'm going to share it with you now. So what I do is I just get to a quiet room, somewhere quiet, if that's your car, your bedroom, your closet. I don't know. Back in the day, I used to hide under a cubicle at work and just find somewhere quiet. And then all you're going to do is connect with your higher self. And for me to do that, I just close my eyes and I just ask. I just ask for guidance from my higher self. It's not complicated. And then I present whatever it is, whatever decision I'm trying to make or whatever I'm unsure of, and I will just wait for an answer. And for me, it's usually instant. It's almost like a feeling more than a thought, but it just pops into my mind and I hear it. And if it feels good in my body, then that is how I know it's the right decision. So to give you an example of this, I did this recently where I've been wanting to move for a while and buy a house. So if any of you have done that before, you know how stressful that can be. And you know how much overthinking you can do and how much fear creeps in. And for a few years, I've been thinking about this, but we just got married and, we want to have somewhere that's ours. And there was just a day where I was kind of going back and forth. And I did this practice and it was just like, buy a house. That's it. And I went, okay, that is what I'm going to do. And I love this quote. I heard it on a podcast recently, which was, make the decision and then make it right. And I think that is so powerful, especially for the overthinkers, the type A's, the perfectionists, because we want it to be the exact right decision. And what even is that? Really? What even is the exact right decision ever? There are an infinite amount of opportunities and possibilities in this world. And I think it's impossible to even ever know, was it the exact right decision? I mean, maybe you could know, or you think you know, right? If we're getting too philosophical here. But make the decision and then make it right. That is so helpful for me because it goes, okay, you know what? I don't even have to worry about if it's the right decision. I can make it the right decision. So good. And that's just one example. I mean, that was a large decision, but there are so many times that I use this practice that now it's almost just second nature. I just go straight to it, and I'll use it with small things. Like if I want to go to a party or not, if I want to go to an event, if I want to go on vacation, where do I want to go? Do I want to keep talking to this person? Do I need to set a boundary with this person? Like any of these things that can cause a lot of overwhelm, if you can just tap in to your higher self for guidance, you will be so much faster at making decisions. And the key here really too is just making sure it feels good in your body. It really is a somatic practice, because what's causing indecision is all of the cerebral stuff going on. It's the overthinking, the analyzing, and what we need to actually do is get into our bodies and feel how the decision feels. And that is how you're going to know what to do. Now, I'll probably make another video about this entirely because honestly, it's a nuanced conversation. But I do want to address knowing the difference between fear, anxiety, overthinking, and intuition. And if I could say this so simply, is that again, when it's intuition, it's going to feel good in your body. For me, it's almost this like passing feeling. It's quick, but it just feels right. It feels good. It feels calm. It feels relaxed. When it's fear and overthinking and anxiety, that's when I'm having doom spiraling. That's when I'm having recurring obsessive thoughts. And that's when I'm playing out worst case scenarios in my head. None of that is my intuition. All of that is just my brain doing its logical functioning and trying to protect itself. So if that's helpful, that's really the easiest way I can describe it. I can go more in depth in another video if that's something that you're interested in. But yes, that's how to tell the difference. I think that's very important because when you're not used to checking in with your intuition, it can be kind of confusing in the beginning. But the more that you practice, the more you'll realize what it is that's speaking to you. And a good way to practice this is to do it with smaller decisions first, right? You don't have to decide whether to move or not first. Maybe start with, what do I want to wear today? Or what do I want to eat for lunch? Or do I want to go to the social event? Start with those and see if you can tap in. And then what you'll do is you'll start building that muscle so that you can more easily tap in, know what it feels like, make decisions on your own. So I would love to know what you guys do to check in with your intuition. That's just one practice of mine that works for me. But I would love to know what practices you guys use. I always love learning what other people do. So comment if you have anything like that. And I also have a free cozy guide to aligned living. And that kind of plays into your intuition because when you're listening to your intuition, you are living an aligned life. So if you'd like to look at that, it's just a free download that I created and I will link it. And I hope this was helpful. I hope that you're able to implement this practice when you have to make your next decision. And let me know in the comments what you do or if you practice this and how it went for you. All right, stay cozy, everyone. Bye.